This to that. That's what we are fancy light for. Yeah, that's what we are the fancy light for. This is a video about question 1, CSEC Maths. Yes, so this video is about 30 minutes of question 1, CSEC Maths. So you might want to take out your notebook and your pencil and your calculator and dive in. Especially if you never see question 1s before, watch out the whole thing, whole thing. Focus. And before you start watching, hit the subscribe button pop up, hit the notification bell. Yeah. And let's see the bed going back. That means the power of the maths coming back. Alright, so you just see the topics going to be covered. The topics covered are significant figures, standard form, simple interest, compound interest, wages, profit, a little bit of profit percent to exchange rate, and the last thing there was ratio. So all these topics are going to be covered in this thing that I'm going to do here. It's going to be a lot of questions there, so remember to take out your book and try and do the questions before I do them. Something else I was going to say that kind of important that I forget. However, yes, let me just go forward. Alright, so this first one comes from May 2008. Using a calculator, otherwise determine the exact value of. I remember I was going and say my handwriting sucks. So I hope all you could understand what I write, and it didn't get better. It's not going to get better through this. So if you're looking for best handwriting, this is not the video for you. Right, so there you go. Using a calculator, otherwise, so this thing is normally be easy for most people. So I'm praying that you are most people right now. If not, get accustomed to putting this in your calculator. Here's a link to how to put this stuff into your calculator, and just pay attention. Alright, so 3.9 times 0.2 plus that, blah 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 blah. You could do it separate by this part by this part by part, and just go on with your life now, man. And they want the exact value, so don't do nothing fancy. Next part of the question was expressed as a single fraction. See, I already start off with the numerator here. This is the numerator part. From there, you could do that, right? But you could also use your calculator and just eat up this whole question one time, you know? Use it in your calculator and just go brief. But if you want to separate it and do it all this traditional method where you show off your little fraction skills, free up yourself. You write your denominator and then you show that you're going to divide the numerator here by the denominator here, and you get a nice little answer there. You can put it in mixed numbers in proper fractions. Do not put this in decimals, right? Unless otherwise asked. Do not put this in decimals because because they want the exact value most of the times. Almost all the times in the past paper, exact value. So leave that as it is now, bro, and let go forward. Alright, this is a little money exchange or exchange rate question. Use that. That's the exchange rate they give us on a vacation. Steve, our friend Steve, he uses credit card. He buy a camera for 250 Canadian dollars. What is the value of the Canadian in Jamaican dollars? 1 to 72.50. Jamaica, what you doing, boy? So much. Alright, 1 to 72.50 Canadian. Bam. So right, so 250. So you pay a 250 there, and then you're gonna. This is an easy question. Just multiply, free up, right? So Canadian 250 would be that times that. And I hope you know how to do this. Otherwise, you'll get robbed if you use places like MoneyGram and Western Union. In fact, I don't recommend using them now. Better use PayPal and thing. Yeah, but this is not about that. So you write your little answer, move on. In this answer here, I should specify that it's Jamaican dollars. So that's 18,000 Jamaican dollars just for 250 Canadian. Jamaica. Alright, Steve's credit card limit is that 30,000 Jamaican. So after buying the camera, how many Canadian dollars does he have? Well, you could approach this question a few different ways. Let me see how I approach it. So I'll set the limit as that, right? I free up myself there. And then I set this. Remember, there's the exchange rate, right? How much they tell us to use. But I just write it the other way around because I'm probably going to use Jamaican. So Jamaican 30,000 would be this amount. You understand? Find for 1, you divide. This kind of technique, you need to do this all the time in the second part of question 1. See how I raise my voice? This, I want it to sink into you who watching this video, taking your time and watch this video. This technique, you'll have a number here, you'll have a number there. To get the new number here, you're going to take this number, put him back, and then take this number and put him underneath. That's how you find for 1. Then you multiply by the new number you're trying to get there. Alright. I hope you understand that kind of thing. As I said, the handwriting away. Okay, so just watch this play off plenty, right? So that leaves us with Canadian $413. That is the limit. That is the new limit. That's the limit in Canadian. That is what I decided to do. So the amount left, remember, he spent 250 Canadian. So if this is his limit in Canadian dollars and he spent 250, well, the new limit is just going to be that. As simple as that, my brother. He has that amount of Canadian dollars left, and I'm feeling good about that answer. So let's move forward. Okay, so next question. This is January 2009. We're moving pretty good. In time. Calculate the exact value. This is the same kind of style. So I'll leave this up to you. Let me just show you what I do, right? So numerator is that, and denominator is that. Take away thing, boom, bam, bing, and then you put your answer equal to numerator divided by denominator. Go forward. Who was it again? Say forward. And then you do a little cross off thing. Zoom. As I say, you can just eat up this whole thing in your calculator. Eat it up in your calculator. And your calculator, have that for lunch or for whenever you're doing the exam. Make sure you know how to use your calculator. You see this function, the A, B, C function in some calculators, like the sharp calculators, just have it like this. Or some calculators actually have the fractions thing like this. And maybe this if you want to mix numbers. That is the sweetest function for this question, and make sure you know how to use that function, brother man. Alright, so betas means the blah 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 blah. Some more exchange rate. What? They were just going all out in this question. So Bajan people get a little touch out here. So 2,700 EC dollars. And if I went to Eastern Caribbean country, maybe I should go one soon and see how they spend some EC dollars. Calculate the value of 1. Blah blah blah. So you set out your thing. 2000 EC is equal to that. What you're gonna do the fancy thing again. And remember, we're gonna leave this number and divide by this number. Watch it. So if you're gonna find for 1, you put back this number and you divide. Oh gosh. So you get that, and you get that number. So that's for 1, right? Now if it was a number like 10, you'd have to multiply this by 10. You understand? Alright, so you find out how much EC dollars 1 Bajan dollar is. So the Barbados dollar is strong boy. Alright, so next part, if Karen exchange 432 EC for Barbados, so you're expecting to get lesser. First things first, remember the Bajan was less. It's stronger, so this one is more to this one. I hope you catch me there. So don't go and get no answer like 5,000 and say right. Good, 5, no, that's wrong. Alright, so EC is 1.37, Barbados is that. Look, we do the same thing again. We put 1, we put this, then we divide. Because we want to get our EC thing. So we're gonna come and write. What are you gonna do now? Watch it. EC 432. So this technique is all through consumer arithmetic in almost all the topics in consumer arithmetic, and you know it are real topics in consumer arithmetic. Wages, bills, all them kind of thing, compound interest. You see this play off. So this number, we just bring it and put it there, right? From primary school, you're supposed to be knowing this technique in a primary school, all right? Because it happens all the time, and that's the answer right there. 315 3. Now, if I was you, I would be pausing each question. Every time I pop up the question, pause it, bam, and do it myself, at least think about it myself, and then watch me do it. So that way you will get more value for buck now. You're getting this free on YouTube right now, courtesy. Cohen. A credit union pays 8% per annum compound interest on all fixed deposit a customer deposited whatever you have to find by calculate the total amount or compound interest. Compound interest. Compound. Let me talk a little bit about interest. It's not going to take long. Watch it. I'm going to talk a little bit about interest. So you have some money. Every year they're going to add on a little bit on it. That is simple interest. They just adding on the same amount every year. Simple interest. They getting the same simple interest every year. So you say you pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Yeah. So you get 10 years. Yeah. What I'm trying to say, what? That is the interest there for the 10 years. Compound interest a little different. Compound interest better. You know why? Every year they're going to recalculate your interest. So if you get this amount of interest that time, they're going to include this into this and now give you a bigger interest. Now include this into this and then give you a bigger interest and a bigger interest and a bigger interest. Alright, I'm really exaggerating it and my lines bend, but you catch the drive. Compound interest, the idea behind the compound interest compounds the interest with the principal, forms a new amount, and the new amount becomes the new principal. Compound interest sweet. That is how Warren Buffett and them do the thing in the stocks, hedge fund, right? All right, so interest after a year. So how I'm going to do this? I'm going to do this compound interest question 2 ways. There's a formula. There's actually a formula for it, and it's on the next slide. So you can skip ahead if you want to see that. But if you want to see how to do it using simple interest, I'll show you that. So I'm going to find the interest after a year. A year meaning 1 year. So after 1 year, this will be the interest, and I just use 8% of that. Right? 8% of the principal. So that's that. That's the interest. So now I need to add that interest to the last principal, and I will get the new this is the amount, but it's going to turn out to be the new principal. The new principal will be like the old amount, right? So the new principal is that, and I should have a little 0 in there. And we have the rate 8%. The rate remains the same. So now I'm going to find the interest on the second year by just working it out with the new principal. I hope all you understand that, right? And notice I didn't use the simple interest by rate by time over 100 formula, because this is basically that. If you wanted, you could have used that there, but you would see it would work out to be the same thing. Go forward. Anyhow, it's the same idea. Find it. Whatever. Yes. Yes. So let's go out with this question. So let me finish up this question. So that the new interest, you know what I had to do? Add that back. Yeah, my son in the background asking where I am. So that's how I kind of sticking up here. So yeah, so amount after 2 years, you add on that, and that is you there. This comes from here, and this comes from here, and I add the two together, and I get my answer. All right, let's see how to do the formula. This is the formula. I went and download this picture from these people's site. I hope they're in man. So you have the amount, you have the principal, you have the interest rate, you have the time, blah 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 blah. Not from the site, from Google. Anyhow, so you just substitute your principal. Now this is the interesting part here. Number of times interest is compounded per year. This part may not be in your CSEC formula if you look it up in your syllabus or whatever. But because this number is usually 1, and it is 1 in this scenario. What does this number mean? This is the amount of time the interest is added on to the principal, and it's usually annually, right? That's what the question had, annually, or interest rate per year or whatever. So you don't need to have this in the first place, because if it's divided by 1, the R is going to remain by itself. Okay, I hope that meets you well. So that's why I didn't put over 1 here and over 1 there, because I don't need it. It will remain the same, right? So just do that and plug it in, and bam, you get the same answer. So some people like formula thing. But the thing with formula thing, you have to make sure you understand how to use the formula in all situations, because sometimes, you know, you don't understand, you just know formula, and when the question come up different, you're like fish out of water in a monkey pants. So using a calculator or otherwise calculate the exact value of this. Oh gosh, we do this 100 times already. This question, just mash it in when you see that for your exam. Make sure and use a calculator. First thing, plug it in your calculator, and then if you want, you could come and show off and do this kind of fancy thing here, this little statement. But make sure you have the correct answer in your calculator, because you could put this directly into your calculator and get the answer. Alright, so that's the answer, 29/48. So given your answer in standard form, that's this. No, there's a next totally different part. So you just put it in your calculator. From your calculator, you got this. So you write in standard form, so you're going to organize that, right? You know your standard form, right? I did a video on standard form very recently. Check it out. Alright, so standard form, let me just talk about it quickly for those of you all who, you know, you just move the point. We move the point 2 times to the right this time, so it's 2, that's -2. 3.2 times 10 to the -2. Alright, and 3.2 because they move it there. So okay, I'll talk about it later. So this part of the question was on wages. You have your hourly rate, and then you must have some overtime thing. Anytime you see a question on wages, it could be overtime or some kind of special commission or something like that. Like this year, 2018, was that dread piece of commission question. They bring a formula and thing. Check it out. Anyhow, calculate this hourly rate. That's real easy. 40 hours, this amount, hourly rate, divide. Boom. Alright. And then for overtime work, the driver is paid 1.5 times the basic hourly rate. Calculate his overtime wage for 10 hours of overtime. What are you talking about here, boy? I kind of zone out there. For overtime work, the driver is paid 1.5 times. That's the key. 1.5 times. So if this is like his rate, 1.5 times mean multiplied by 1.5. Right, so we just work out his hourly rate. So now we need to work out his overtime rate by multiplying his hourly rate by 1.5. 1 hour overtime. You see the key there? You see the key? That's the key. That's the key, my brother. 1.5. So this is overtime wage. Now for 10 hours overtime, it's easy. You just multiply this by 10. And you get that number there. Move on with the next part. Hey, let me mash the brakes there. So calculate the total wages 55 hours. So in a 55-hour week, first things first, you're going to work 40 hours, and the first 40 hours is normal wage. You don't get no fancy pay for that. Just getting one wage. So I just going to write that one time. First 40 hours is that. Next 15 hours to make up 55. The overtime hours is 55, take away 40, 15 hours. You didn't bound to write that, because that's kind of obvious, but okay, I put it in. So that next 15 hours is going to be paid on overtime. So overtime pay, 21. See how much you make there? Just 15 hours, and you make almost the same amount here. But this truck driver getting robbed though. I hope you're not getting paid in Jamaican dollars. We see what's going on with Jamaica dollars already. No offense to my Jamaican brethren them. So okay, 15 times 21, so 560 is this man just going to make a little 1,000 per the week. Things rough, boy. Now it's not 1,000 self, 875. When you add up the two, and you add up his basic, and you add up the overtime, that's what he get. So brethren, for driving a truck, what you doing driving a truck? I hope they maybe Bayesian dollars, maybe things rough. Anyhow, determine the exact, and I even bothering to do the working again. The only thing in this question, watch out for this. This one is a multiply, not an add. And people make mistake with that. So when you put this in a calculator, put multiply, brother. Get your answer. Move on. There's an next part. I didn't talk about it. Yeah, simple thing. I get your answer and pay to 2 significant figures. I hope you could do that by yourself. We're skipping another part. Let's look at this part. This is like if a consumer arithmetic come like this, just kiss the paper, boy, because this isn't really tough for anybody. Read this question through. Mrs. Jack bought 150 t-shirts for this amount, and then they're going to ask her, what is the cost? Calculate the cost of one t-shirt, and After she buy this amount of t-shirts with this amount, that's what they're asking you for CXC buy. Alright, we'll just do that and get the max. And watch thing. FC CXC Football Club, boy. CXC have a football club. The t-shirts, as what do you think about that? The t-shirts are sold at $19.99 each. And then, so she's selling them back. She going and make some money on them, and then she going and buy them for some amount, which we will find out, and she's selling them back. You see the answers now. So cost of one t-shirt was that $12.08 for a t-shirt, and the profit on one was, this is how much she sell it, and this is how much she buy it for one. So that's the profit she make. Every t-shirt she sells, she making $7.19. And since the question was asking you, right? I'll go on way back. Oh gosh. Come on, be yourself. The total profit made, and then there were the profit percent. Right? So there were the profit percent. So the profit is that. So the total, that's the profit on one though. The profit on all, you had to multiply by, you guessed it, 150. So this is the profit on all. Total profit. And then finally, profit percent. Profit percent. I come in. I'll hold on a second there. Wifey calling. Pause. Where the pause button? Yeah. So I'm back on pause the video. I really don't know where I was talking about, because I just changed I might as well tell you, I just changed the dreadest Pampers change FRD boy. And plus I had to beat him, and after that I was just like Hiroshima. Alright, so profit blah blah blah, wherever we reach, that is 50. Oh, they wanted it to the nearest whole thing, so I think I get 56.1 something, so 56 to the nearest whole number. So that is that. Yeah. Next up, concrete tiles are made using buckets of cement, sand, and gravel. Yeah, I went and find this question. I went and looked through the past papers and pull out a little ratio question, just so that you all could see that ratio could come in the question one. Right? You see this guy named Ratio? Go and look in your textbook and do some questions on him now. So let's see how we'll do this question. Anybody ever mix concrete before? I have cement, sand, and gravel. You need to mix this. So when you mix concrete, it's normally cement and gravel alone. And then when you mix mortar, it's cement and sand alone. But this is not a laborer's class. It's a maths online class. So 1, 4, 6. How many buckets of gravel are needed for 4 buckets of cement? Buckets of gravel. And then you have 20 buckets of sand. Use how many buckets of each of the following would be needed. So let's see what we do. First we set out the cement, sand, and gravel in the ratio format now. And so if you wanted 1 bucket of cement being 6 buckets of gravel, then it follows that 4 buckets of cement, which is what they ask, 4 buckets of cement will end up being 6 by 4, because it sees 1 to 6 ratio. So 4 buckets will end up being 6 by 4, you understand? Which lines up to 24 buckets of gravel. So the first part was easy. Now they're asking if you have 4 buckets of, something about 20 buckets. So you have 4 buckets of sand making 1 bucket of cement. I say making, needs 4 buckets of sand needs 1 bucket of cement and 6 buckets of gravel. I just put it in one big long line. Right? So 4 buckets of sand need 1 bucket of cement, 6 buckets of gravel. So what about if we had 20 buckets of sand? It'll be 1 over 4 by 20 and then 6 over 4 by 20. Remember we talked about this? Finding for 1 and then multiplying by the number of how much ever you need. So this is going to be 5 buckets of cement, and it's going to be 30 or something buckets of gravel. 30 buckets of gravel. And that kind of makes sense. Imagine if you have 4 buckets of sand and you raise this to 20 buckets of sand. You raise it by how much? 5 times. So it means you need 5 times this, which would be 5 cement, and 5 times this, which would be 30. Bam. So that is it for this little question 1 vibes. I I try to keep it under half an hour. I may do a next question one vibe, but definitely next week I'll be going through algebra and I'll do maybe about 5 number 2 questions and go through them as well. And I'll be a little thorough in the explanation for them. So it'll be a walkthrough and explain through at the same time. Maybe the last 5 years of past papers in algebra just for you, so that you can get a look at this. But this is just an idea of question ones. So, I should tell you, it's very important that you press the subscribe button and you press the notification. When you press the subscribe button, something's supposed to come up, a bell's supposed to come up, and you have to press that bell right next to it. That way, when I drop a video, bam, you get notified one time. Thank you for staying to the very end. Some people, them Caribbean students, have a short attention span. By the time you reach 10 minutes, them done out and watching some kind of funny video on YouTube. So you reach to the end, bro. So later now, click on next video, learn something later.